That is ports for days. Yep, I know what you're telling me right now. And yes, you are absolutely right. We've not showcased gaming on the laptop side of things. Premium Windows laptops have had all the spotlight, but I think it's rightfully time to switch things up. How are we going to do that, you say? Well, we're going to look at this stealthy looking gaming laptop to really kick things off. This is the HP Omen 15. And before we begin, we would really appreciate if you would subscribe. So many of you watching right now are not subscribed to Expert Zone UKI. So show us some love. It really helps us out and we really appreciate it. Now, to state this from the jump, this is not a review as such, but more of an overview of what is this very stealthy and almost unassuming gamer laptop from HP. But fret not, we will be showcasing some overall gaming performance in relation to the software and access to the hardware that led to my experience with it. Or else it would low-key be a crime to come to a gaming overview with no gaming. I guess that's assumed. Anyway, let's jump straight into it. Let's start from the outside and work our way in with the design and the build. Now, based on my first impressions when unboxing and setting up the Omen 15, I noticed that there's some weight to it, roughly around 2.37 kilograms, but it feels well distributed, balanced, and the overall footprint is actually decently compact, where it fits into my backpack with no issues. Now, tell me what color you think this Omen 15 is. Look, come on, tell me. Yes, you said it, of course, it's black, right? Yes, it must be black. Nope, it's actually silver. And not just any silver, HP are calling this mica silver. It seriously must be an Omen thing. It's a clean matte finish with a mix of polycarbonate and aluminium, and it's an anodized finish, especially when you look at the keyboard decking and the finish on it. Looking at the base and the rear, you can see the work that they've put into the cooling design with the vents, the heat pipes, and the fan, because the hardware that's inside is packing some performance, and you know where there's performance, there's gonna be some heat that comes with it. So there is no doubt this Omen Tempest cooling design looks to be doing the job for sure. One additional bonus, although I will not be cracking open the chassis to see what's in there, some of the components are actually user accessible, such as the SSD and the RAM. So this is something to actually consider for the Omen 15, and it's a very nice touch. When it comes to the ports, the Omen 15 is stacked, and honestly for me, it's more stacked than I was actually expecting it. If we flip to the left side, you will see that you have the barrel connector that is included with the 200-watt power supply, a 1 gigabit Ethernet port for the internet connection, a high-speed USB-A port which actually supports HP sleep and charge technology, a full-size HDMI 2.0 port, a 3.5mm combo port for audio, and a full-size SD card slot. What is a full-size SD card slot doing here? And then flip it over to the right side and you have two more USB-A ports, a mini display port 1.4, a high-speed USB-C port that supports DisplayPort 1.4 out, and also a HP sleep and charge technology. Whew, let me catch my breath. That is ports for days. With this level of accessibility to the hardware, it really puts the Omen 15 in a very good place. Now, when it comes to the display, you are looking at a 15.6-inch screen with a 1920 by 1080p resolution and a 300 nit brightness on this IPS LCD panel. But with some laptops, especially for gaming, what hurts the most is the lack of high refresh rate. Thankfully, the Omen 15 does not disappoint because it's packing, wait for it, 144 Hz for that smooth and responsive experience in Windows 10, and more importantly, the games that take advantage of the high refresh rate and the higher frame rates. The screen also has anti-glare, which helps with reflections while keeping a good viewing angle, because on this IPS display, that's one of the things that you benefit from. This is what gaming laptops are about, and the HP Omen 15 does not disappoint. it's got it going on. In regards to the speakers and audio, it's tuned by Bang & Olufsen, tuned and optimized with dual speakers and with HP's Audio Boost 2.0 for even more fine tuning, which actually helps improve the sound of the mids and the high when it comes to your audio output. This is going to be a decent enough multimedia experience for gameplay. But we all know if you're deep into your games, then definitely you're going to be using your own peripherals, such as, wait for it, your own gaming headset, your own keyboard, mechanical of course, and your own gaming mouse for that deeper immersion into your game. So definitely, let's get serious with it. Now looking at the keyboard and the trackpad, it's near enough a full-size keyboard with a 4-zone RGB fully backlit illuminated pad, which can be changed and controlled through the Omen Gaming Hub software. More on that later. It's following that mica silver color trend. Mica silver, still love the name of that color. The keys are well spaced out, well positioned with good travel and spacing, feedback, and a comfortable place to rest your hand when using the WASD keys when you're getting stuck into your gaming session. There is one nice Easter egg on the keyboard with a dedicated Omen logo to launch the Omen Gaming Hub software, which gives you control over things like your fan performance, your gaming library, lighting, and other things, but more of that when it comes to checking out the gaming and the software section later on in the overview for this video. The trackpad is using precision drivers using HP's ImagePad glass surface with multi-touch gesture support. It basically took no time getting used to both the keyboard and the trackpad, which were both very nice. Now this is where the fun begins. Let's finally talk about the specs and the hardware under the hood of what makes a HP Omen 15 tick and top to give you the gaming performance you need. Breaking it down, this model I have here is rocking the AMD Ryzen 4800 APU, which is based on an 8-core 16-thread design for the CPU, which can boost up to 4.2 gigahertz, mightily impressive. 16 gigabytes of dual channel memory at 3200 megahertz, a 512 gigabyte internal SSD, and the meat of the graphics power, the NVIDIA RTX 2060, and also built-in ray tracing for the hardware acceleration. Again, this is an overview. We're not going to be actually trying to benchmark every test under the sun for every game. We're just going to be looking at some select games and how they perform, showcasing the software experience in Windows 10 with Game Pass for PC and HP's Gaming Hub Omen software. Do remember, this is a gaming laptop, so to get all the performance on tap, you need to make sure that you are plugged in with the power supply, or else you will actually see a performance drop. So just bear that in mind. Now for the gaming and the software experience, the foundation to this is the Windows 10 experience with the latest DirectX 12 API and services such as Game Pass Ultimate, which gives you over 100 plus great games to play with day one release for first-party studio games with the ability to cancel at any time, giving you, the user, the most flexibility and peace of mind. Now, the 3 games we're going to actually use to showcase the performance of the Omen 15 are Gears 5, my personal favorite, Ori and the Will of the Wisp, and Forza Horizon 4. Starting off with Gears, this is pushing the hardware to its limit while giving you a well-optimized gameplay experience. Running at ultra settings at 1080p, the built-in benchmarking tools show that you'll actually be averaging 58.3 FPS, which is slightly below the magic 60 FPS. Running at high settings, you will actually be averaging 82.4 FPS, which is, for me personally, gives you the best balance of performance and visual quality, with medium averaging 94.7 FPS and low settings averaging 118.4 FPS, which takes more advantage of the 144 Hz panel. So the choice is yours, which settings suit your needs. Oh, the beauty of PC and laptop gaming. Next is Ori and the Will of the Wisp. This game really showcases nice artistic game design with amazing color representation, but most importantly, it allows you to take advantage of that 144Hz high refresh rate IPS LCD panel. Using the high settings, you'll be getting 130 frames a second on average at 1080p, and most of the time you'll be seeing your frame rates actually go way beyond 144 frames a second. So definitely, there is no need to reduce the settings for this game on the Omen 15. And last but not the least is Forza Horizon 4. This is another visually stunning game and well optimized looking game showcasing great car models and world environments. Running at ultra settings at 1080p, the built-in benchmarking tool showed that we averaged 109.7 FPS, which is nicely in the triple digit FPS space. Running it at high settings, would actually be averaging a healthy 142 frames a second, which again gives you the best balance of FPS performance and visual quality, and near enough taking advantage of all of those 144 of those glorious hertz for the display. Medium settings will average you 154.7 frames a second, and low averaging 186.1 frames a second. So yeah, ultra and high settings is definitely where it's at for Forza Horizon 4 on the Omen 15. So turn those settings up to 11 and let it rip. Now the whole gaming experience for the Omen 15 is wrapped around their centerpiece, which is the Omen Gaming Hub. Very fitting name, of course, for the Omen 15. It basically puts everything gaming related in a centralized place, giving you, firstly, a smooth, easy, simple navigation and control over things like RGB lighting of all your gaming peripherals, as well as obviously your keyboard that's on the laptop as well, such as things like your headset when it comes to the RGB on your headset, if it has it, your keyboard, your mechanical keyboard, your wireless one that has RGB, your mouse that has RGB on there, etc. All the controls over that through also what is known as the Omen Light Studio app that is built in, showing you all your installed games as well as your playtime as well. Nice controls. Really like it. But my favorite thing would have to be the system vitals showing you temperatures, such as on the CPU, as well as the GPU and the RAM, how hard they're working, what's being used, as well as your network download and upload speeds as well. The network booster section gives you absolute control over each app accessing the network to give you the most control and best performance for online gaming. And lastly, the performance control section lets you optimize control for things like balanced, comfort, performance, and management of your fan speed. Give me auto control. This area of the software and gaming experience really speaks to me personally in having a great balance of control and ease of use to really help you get straight to the point, which is, of course, enjoying your games. Battery wise, it is powered by a 6-cell 70.6 watt-hour battery, which comes included with the 200 watt power supply, which does support fast charging at 0 to 50% in approximately 45 minutes. It is rated for an overall battery use of 7 hours and 30 minutes, but do consider that individual user experience when it comes to battery life is dependent on what you're doing, and the usage will definitely vary depending on what you're doing. Again, remember, that is not plugged in, and when you're not plugged in, you're not going to be getting the gaming performance. So plug it in to get the gaming performance. Without it being plugged in, it all depends on what you're doing for the battery usage, which will vary. So, with all of that said, where does the HP Omen 15 sit? And with my limited time with it, who does it actually cater to? Yes, the obvious answer is a gamer. For the screen resolution, high refresh rate, and the power under the hood, it caters to the gamer who wants a great experience with AAA titles at high settings, as well as indie games that really take advantage of that 144Hz IPS display panel. The thing is, I personally think the Omen 15 has another trick up its sleeve with the multi-threaded CPU performance, the graphics acceleration, all the ports it comes with, especially the full-size SD card slot. If absolute color critical work is not priority for your display, then this laptop would also do well for creative content creation. The Omen 15 can really hold it down, and I really like it. It's really surprised me. That covers it for this overview of the HP Omen 15. There will be more gaming laptop overviews to come. Hope you all enjoyed this overview. This is Benjamin Abaji from Expert Zone UKI. Don't forget to subscribe, and we will see you next time.